And tonight on our Great American Panel, he is an Emmy and Peabody Award-winning comedian. Paul Mecurio is here, and she is a columnist, Fox News political analyst, Kirsten Powers. He's also the editor at dailycaller.com, Fox News contributor, Tucker Carlson. All right, we just did this segment on, here this guy, construction worker, riding a cab, gets shot 6 times. The head of the taxi says, racially profile. Right or wrong?
I mean, you got to feel sorry for taxi drivers. But by the way, they do racially profile, whether you like it or not. And it is illegal, as Michael Myers pointed out, in New York and a lot of other places do it. But they do it anyway. Ask them.
Is it better?
And they do it because they feel they have no choice. And that's the tragedy of it.
No, I don't. I mean, I can't even believe you're asking that question. You really believe because...
I'm asking the question because it's in the news.
No, but you're asking it, suggesting that you assume you think it's okay. I don't understand because
I have
if a white person does something, should they start profiling white people?
I have a problem with racial profiling. I do. But that's why I was bringing up the example of, if you see... kids in gang colors. You think they're from a gang. Look, if it was Hell's Angels,
that's not racial
I don't care if it was
profiling.
Hell's Angels, the Crips, or the Bloods. I wouldn't want to pick them up.
But it's shades of gray. That's what our culture's about. In other words, yes, you don't want to racially profile just for the sake of racially profiling, but in these circumstances, why not? If it's going to protect the driver, I mean,
it's illegal and unconstitutional?
Well, you make
it's like, we don't
so
do
then
that.
you change the law.
Laws
change over the history of this country to factor into what's happening in our culture.
No, our laws are based on our values, and they don't just change because
that's a
somebody decides
utopian
it's a
theory
good
of
idea.
law.
What I think you're talking about, though, with profiling is different. If you want to profile on something, if you're going to say gang colors or something, that's not the same thing.
It's sort of like
but
the TSA. Do we waste our time on grandmothers and nuns versus the 19-year-old Yemeni exchange student?
Kirsten, can I just tell something? Yeah. The Constitution does not address the question of whether or not a cab driver ought to have to pick up any person who has to.
Certainly found that is protected, and
you're missing the entire point, which is it's real. And it's not because cab drivers are racists.
I didn't say that.
They want the fares.
Right.
But in a lot of cases, they feel they can't because their lives are at risk. What does that say about about certain communities? I mean, it says something about our cities. It says something about crime. It says something about the sadness of a situation that leads people to do that.
We all profile. If you're walking down the street at 1 in the morning on a sidewalk and someone looks suspect coming down toward you, you don't cross the street and go to the other side. I do because I'm a
Jesse Jackson said he did.
I don't do it but I don't do it based on race. I think any person who thinks
Jesse Jackson said he did it.
I don't care what Jesse Jackson
said. But I don't think
Jesse Jackson says stuff all the time that I don't agree with. I mean, the point is, if I look at people walking down the street and if they're white and they look scary, yeah, I cross the street. I don't think all black person comes walking towards me.
Bikers, I would think you'd move to the other side.
Right, exactly.
But it's the idea when you pick out and say, well, anytime you see a black person,
but nobody's saying that.
Nobody's saying
cab drivers want the fare. Look, if there's an elderly black woman, nobody's going to not pick her up because she doesn't pose a threat.
If nobody's saying it, why are we discussing it then? I mean, if nobody's saying it because I keep going back.
Because the head of the taxi commission said to drivers to do it.
Right.
Okay, that's
why we're talking about it.
Look,
and he's black and Hispanic.
Honestly, I profile some taxi drivers. Some of them I don't tip because I don't care for their attitude, and half of them take me where I want to go. So I mean, I'm not going to apologize for it.
That's it. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back. Wait till you see what the Kardashians talked about as it relates to the TSA groping and grabbing policy. More with our Great American Panel straight ahead. And we continue now with our Great American Panel. All right, we once interviewed Kim Kardashian on the program, and I know Bruce Jenner, who's a great guy. Khloe is being patted down by the TSA in their new grope, grab, and fondle and touch policy. And by the way, I talked Greta out of her position on this, interestingly, after she flew. Anyway, she was on, I guess, George Lopez's show, and this is what she said.
How is it now with the TSA?
Oh, well, they basically are just raping you in public. They asked the other day, do you want to go for a screening or get patted down? And I was like, I'll get patted down. I don't want that X-ray to see everything, honey. But the people are so aggressive. It's like, chill out. You didn't find anything on me yet. Like, calm down. She's like, okay, I'm going to pat you down, and I'm going to be touching, they say, the crease of your ass, everything. Like, that is so inappropriate to me.
What do you think?
I think she's glommed onto another issue in the news so she can up her own press and PR. I can't. It drives me crazy.
You've seen the picture. I mean, they're grabbing your crotch.
Well, they're looking in the crease of her butt because they're looking for her talent. But the point is that she, you know, she has.
And they're not going to find it there, are they, Paul?
PaulMecurio.com. Send the emails to me right here, camera 3.
Don't send it to Hannity at FoxNews.com. I don't want.
Does it? But does her opinion really matter? I mean, if I want to know what handbag to go with liposuction scars, then I'll talk to her. But otherwise, she's not the person.
Oh, ouch!
I'm sorry, you asked my opinion. I can't believe
you know what? I second your opinion. I'm not even sure what a Kardashian is. I have to say, I sort of agree with her, though. I do agree. Look, it's a sad day when Chloe with a K becomes a spokesman for freedom, but I do sort of agree with her.
But wait, did you see the Baywatch, the former Baywatch star who came out and she was upset about?
Why are you so obsessed about this? I'm not obsessed. I went through the TSA the other day in Michigan, and this is what I had to do. I had to stand like this, which was the most embarrassing part because I don't even think I really had to do that. It was just to make me look foolish. And the thing went around me, and I left.
No, I'm with you. I would go through the X-ray rather, but I've got like a bullseye on my back that says "wand me." Now,
maybe you're sending out a vibe that you want to be wanded,
I don't want to be wanded.
No, you're blaming the victim. Was he dressed provocatively? Is that what you're saying?
I'm hanging out my baseball cap and my sweatpants for crying out loud.
I think you're asking for it.
I think you're asking for it, too.
You got that look of wand.
It's really desperate when I'm looking at you to bail me out here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little hard to listen to Chloe, I guess it is, you know, talking about this as if she's a spokesperson. But I think the real question is whether or not it works. And it seems that these maybe are not the best machines out there. And so should we be having to go through things that aren't actually doing the job?
We're back to profiling, though. We got to go back, and they should know every person, their background, their history, their travel history. And you know what? Stop targeting grandmas and nuns that have been in convents.
But the alternative is they
years.
sent me back last year because I had 1 extra ounce of hair conditioner in my bag. Is that the level of defense?
What they did to me is they took, you see, this is not real hair, so they just took it away.
They took the whole thing.
They stole your hair pieces.
No,
they do that to me every single time.
People write me and say it's not real.
Did they take your Just for Men hair color?
All right, are you done? I don't use Just for Men.
By the way, this is my first and last time on the show.
This is your last segment on the show. Get out of here. All right, last question. I got to know what you feel about the tax deal.
Oh, I think it's horrible. It's a disaster. You know, I really...
Did Obama give it up on his big promise?
Obama got completely rolled by the Republicans. I think that he had a much stronger hand that he didn't play, and I don't think that
it's hilarious.
And I know, and I'm sorry. Look, the rich people do not need tax cuts.
Yes, they do.
And B, they're going back to the level. They would have gone back to the levels of the 90s.
It's going to be the biggest tax increase in American history.
And it's like they would have gone back to the levels of the Clinton administration. There was nothing wrong at that time.
Why don't we call Khloe Kardashian and see what she thinks?
Exactly.
Look. The bottom line.
You're cold, man. You are cold.
I just want to be wanded. That's all.
They have no clue how they literally have no clue how the economy works. People, you know, so Dick Durbin understands how the economy works.
That's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous. How is going back to the exact same rate of the 90s when the last time I checked was an economic boom? They're going to destroy the economy.
Stop spending money.
Yes.
Stop spending our money.
But what do you think they're doing with the tax cuts? They're adding to the deficit,
and bipartisan leadership, and we get it, and then people get upset when it happens.
No, listen.
I think you can be just as much a leader without fighting and compromising, and that's what he did.
We got to run. Good to see you all. Very nice to have you this one time on the good to have.